Ram Ram, Om Tat Sat. August 5th, a few days from now, that's going to be a historic day. The temple construction at the site of the birthplace of Shri Ram, that's going to begin with the laying of foundation stone on that day, the August 5th, 2020. All those who have been associated with this struggle for liberation of Sri Ram Janmabhoomi, the birthplace of Sri Ram, those who are alive, they are all going to participate. Shri Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister, will be laying the stone. Uma Bharati, the great fairy sannyasin, who led the movement from the front. Shri Advani, who took out a grand Rath Yatra to arouse the fervor and extend it beyond the frontiers of Uttar Pradesh. That was a great effort by Shri Advani. Shri Murli Manohar Joshi, who was an ardent campaigner of this Ram Janmabhoomi, all of them are going to be present on the occasion. There are many more. So it is going to be a historic day, August 5th. It's almost half a millennium since the time when it was destroyed, that grand temple was destroyed by Babur, the arrogant, the violent, the crude, aggressor, plunderer, who happened to visit with his army, visit our holy land, being from a desert with no education, being a narrow-minded, a frog in a well, and with a sword in the hand on the orders of Islamic prophets. He was a very crude. Sri Guru Nanak said, "Oh God, why did you send such a dastardly demon on our land? What sin have we done to deserve such a monster?" That is the prayer of Sri Guru Nanak, who was a sadhu in those times. Now, it is almost 500 years since the destruction of that temple. There has been a great struggle. Many sadhus have tried, many kings have sent their armies and to fight to regain that place. It has been a ding-dong battle between the Hindus and the Mughal armies. The final battle was in these last few decades, led by the Hindu organizations. It was a very systematic struggle, campaign, and finally we have got the court's sanction also to build a grand Shri Ram temple on that site, and that is going to start on August 5th. So this is an effort to recite the Ramayana on this occasion, on the grand historic occasion. This will conclude on August 4th, so that we are ready to witness the August 5th incident. The Ramayana in English language will be uploaded. It won't be a direct broadcasting, live broadcasting, streaming. It will be uploaded on YouTube. So this is the first day. Shri Ramayana. Rama is the mantra, the person. Ayan is the path on which he treaded, the path on which his life was based. So Ramayana, the book giving the story of Sri Ram, Shri Ramayana. The book is holy, the story of Sri Ram is holy, the name of Sri Ram is holy and divine. Sri Ram himself is divine and holy. We worship the book. It is not just a book. It's a divine form of the divine Sri Ram. So the book is also worshipped. Those who don't read and just worship it, they are also fortunate and blessed. Then the story of Sri Ramayana, that has been the greatest inspiration for all Hindus throughout the region of Bharat, right from Himalayas to the oceans, from Arunachal to Afghanistan. It has been a great inspiration, the story of Sri Ram. Irrespective of all the divisions on the basis of language, food habits, dressing habits, distance, geographical placement. Yes, there are so many diversities, yet the story of Sri Ram is the one thread that unites the whole of Bharat. It inspires, and it is almost known to everyone. The roadside traditional dramas, roadside players who have been doing it generation to generation. They are lost in these recent years after TV has come. But that has been their profession. They just enact and get some donation in form of appreciation and live their daily life. And they move to newer place. The tribes, the Banjara, they have carried the message of Sri Ram throughout Bharat. The Sri Ramayana was written no doubt in Sanskrit by Sri Valmiki, but it has been translated to almost every language in Bharat, almost all of the languages. And great poets have done it. The poem in every language is a masterpiece, almost equal to the original. Yes, original has its value, yet Kambaramayan, for example, in Tamil, is a masterpiece and also divine. It is worshipped as such. In Srirangam temple there is a mandapam, there is a hall which was supposed to be the place where this Kambaramayan was recited for the first time in front of the deity. Similarly, we have the Malayalam Ramayana by Sri Elutachan. This solar month, whole of Kerala, millions, they all read Ramayana. That has been a traditional practice from generation to generation. And it's a holy practice, it is not mere time pass. The whole of Kerala does it, except Muslims and Christians, of course. So Sri Ramayana this story is known to everyone. So many songs have been inspired by this story of Sri Ramayana, Sri Ram. Then our couples, when they get married, they are blessed with the wordings that you may live life of Sri Sita and Sri Ram. Be a couple like Sri Sita Ram. That has been the blessing. They are the ideal couple placed before our every marrying couple, Sri Ram and Sita. The name of Ram, that's of course, some stories say the name of God, Ram is holier than, more powerful than Sri Ram himself. Ram, Ram, that's all. Simple two-lettered mantra, and it's a powerful mantra. It removes all fears in our minds. It instills a great confidence and conviction, strengthens the conviction in our minds. And it's very easy for recital, japa, meditation. Meditate with the name Rama. Valmiki, the hunter, cruel, who could very easily kill lives, who could plunder humans passing by that forest, he transformed into a sadhu, a rishi, a great poet, visionary, just by the meditation of this Rama, name of Rama, 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 Rama. That's the power of Rama, the mantra. It's a mantra, and powerful mantra as that. There is a story in Sri Ramayana. The stones were not binding up and floating on the ocean when that bridge was being built, Ramasetu, to reach Lanka. Then Ram, these words were inscribed on every stone, and then they were thrown into the sea. They fitted into each other. They floated and the bridge was formed. That's the power of the mantra, Rama. There have been many sadhus who have lived on this one mantra, Ram, Ram, that's all. Gundhavalekar Maharaj in Maharashtra, who lived almost 150 years back, his only food was Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Ram. And even now there are thousands devotees who recite, who do meditation on this mantra, Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Ram. He sought nothing else. He just recited this name and was a great sadhu who lived in front of our eyes in the last century. There was a Swami in Kerala, Trichy, whose mantra was Om Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Ram. Brahma mantra. He travelled all around Bharat. He was also in the last few decades, last century. Om Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Ram. Ramatirtha, he was a contemporary of Sri Swami Vivekananda. He has been to all the countries all around, to America. He just meditated every second. He meditated on Ram, 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 Ram. His disciple used to say, when he was sleeping in the room, his whole body, this sound, Rama, 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 the sound of this mantra, this sound will be emitted, broadcast from his body. The disciple said, I was surprised. He is alone and he is sleeping. Then who is reciting this mantra? Just like Anjaneya, the Hanuman, he said, Roma Roma me Rama. The Sri Ram resides in every root of every hair on my body. The monkey, the Vanara, naturally the whole body is covered with hair. Those root of every hair, he says, Sri Ram resides in my. So when he was asked, he tore his chest and showed Sri Rama's idol, Sri Rama's image inside. He says, Sri Ram resides in me. And his only job in the life was to say Rama, Rama, Rama. And wherever Ramayana is spoken of, he just comes and silently sits in a corner and listens to Ramayana, Hanumanji. That has been he has been doing that, and many sadhus have witnessed it. Sri Samartha Tulsidas, he has seen Sri Hanuman in the form of an old man who just used to come to the Sabha Mandap, the hall where the Ramayana was being spoken. And he used to be there. He was the first to come and he will be the last to move out. The old man, That was Sri Anjaneya on the final day when he blessed Tulsidas with his real form. So the mantra of Ram in itself is holy. Rama mantra, Rama, Rama, Rama. When we get terrorizing dreams, when the children, they get scary dreams, they are given this mantra by the mothers saying, you just recite Ram, Ram before you go to bed and you won't get these dreams. Sri Ram himself was holy. We know that. And we have listened to this story so many times. For such a holy man to be born in a family, there must be a lineage of great personalities born in that family. A child with great qualities is born. It is a cumulative effect of so many elders born of the same trait. They all added together and this child is born. In the 7th generation or 14th or 21st, naturally, Raghukula, the dynasty of Shri Ram, is also great, is also holy. There have been so many kings of great personalities born in this Raghukula, the dynasty of Shri Ram. Ikshvaku was the one of this solar dynasty. This is called solar dynasty, Surya Vamsha. Ikshvaku was the first who constructed this Ayodhya, the city, capital city, which has never faced a war. It was so powerful and led by so virtuous and great kings that no one dared to wage a war against Ayodhya. The name Yodha is battle, Ayodhya is no battle. There has never been a war against Ayodhya. Ikshvaku was the one who constructed this town, was a great king. Then Prathu has appeared in this dynasty. This name of this earth, Prithvi, it has come from his name. He was a great ruler who ruled over the whole landmass of earth. Trishanku has been one of the kings. He desired to go to the world of the gods, the Swarga, with his physical body. And Sri Vishwamitra guided him. And finally, when he could not, this Vishwamitra, the Rishi, he formed an artificial Swarga for this one king, Trishanku. Then Raja Harishchandra, the one who was embodiment of truth, he was one of the kings in this dynasty. Bharata, not the younger brother of Sri Ram, but the Bharata who became a great philosopher and sadhu in the next birth due to his virtuous life as a king of Bharat, king of Ayodhya, Bharata. Dilip was a king there who was renowned for his worship of cow. He did such a great service for the cow and offered himself as food for the tiger when the tiger came to pounce upon the cow. He was a great devotee. Bhagiratha was one of the kings. He was the one who brought the Ganga from the world of gods to this earth, so that this earth is more fertile, it is more green for the humans and lives living on this. That Ganga is a sacred river. For instance, when I was in South Africa, the Ganga was brought in pots, and it was mixed with the pond that they had built in the ashrama, Divine Life Society. And that the pond itself was called Ganga Sarovar. Daily when we take bath, we say, Gange cha Yamune chaiva. May all these rivers, the holy rivers, come and enter this water, which is a tap water, local water from the well. So, we just pray that Ganga should come and join this water and make this pure. Here there was a saint who lived in the last century. He had to perform the rites for his mother, dead mother, and he had to feed. He had prepared all the types of delicious recipes for the feed, and the fire ritual was to happen. The Pandits, the learned men of that village, they had to come. But there was a group of the laborers working on the farms. They passed by the house, and the child in them, one of the youngest one, he just got the smell of the food being prepared. The smell was so nostalgic. The child smelled it again and enjoyed that smell, the smell of the food being prepared inside. This saint, who was called Sridhara Ayawal, he witnessed this through his windows. He says, our texts also say this, if you look at the food being prepared with lust, with desire, and you enjoy that experience of this look, this sight, just seeing, you have not touched it, you have not tasted it, yet it is equivalent to tasting the food, relishing the food, and the food becomes a remain which is considered unholy for holy rituals. Even looking at it with desire, even smelling the food with desire is equivalent to licking and tasting it. So in the temples they prepare the divine prasada with their eyes closed and cloth over the nose, so that the smell, the aroma of the food doesn't reach their inner sight. And to divert the mind, they just sing the glorious songs of God and prepare the prasada. So this Sridhar, he witnessed it, the child enjoying the aroma, he called the whole lot of laborers and distributed the food that was prepared for the learned ones, the Brahmins, among these laborers. He cleaned the whole kitchen with cow dung and other things, and then again prepared fresh food for the Brahmins who were to perform the rites. But the Brahmins came to know that this is the food that was made for them has been given to the low caste. So they were enraged and they refused to come for the holy rite for the mother. Then, with tears in eyes, Sridhara, he sat beside the well and prayed to the Ganga. You just appear in this well and purify this house. And that is enough ritual for my mother's rite, mother's anniversary. So he sang an 8-verse Ashtanga Gangashtakam, and Ganga appeared in the well overflew in a non-rainy season. It overflew and it flew through that lane and it filled the whole road and the houses on the road with water, knee-deep water, and it was rising. All of them were surprised. Then they all rushed to this Sridhar's house and they sought excuse, and his mother's rite was performed. Even till date, today, if you visit that place near Tanjavur on the Amavasya, Ashwina Amavasya, the day of Deepavali, the well swells up, it overflows with water, and thousands come there and they all are blessed with a pot full of water on their body. They drench themselves with that water. That Ganga was brought to this land, this earth, by Bhagiratha, one of the ancestors of Shri Ram. Raghu was an ancestor, a great king on whom this clan was again called Raghukula. Shri Ram himself is called Raghava. Then Ambarish was a king in that clan, Dynasty. He was known for the Ekadashi fasting that he kept. And the Sri Vishnu, the Mahavishnu, he reinforced the truth that he stands by his devotees and he is very firm in protecting his devotees. Ambarish. Then Dasharatha, naturally, he was a great king. He was called by the gods in their battle against the demons. He was a valorous king, and Sri Ram was born to him. This is the lineage. So for a great child to be born, the parents have to be great. They have to elevate themselves to greater heights. Sri Ram's dynasty also is holy. Raghu Vamsha, Ikshvaku Vamsha. In Hindi they say, Raghukula Riti Sada Chali Aaye, Pran Jaye Par Vachan N Jaye. This greatness of this Raghu's Ram dynasty is that the word given is more sacred than the life itself. The word is adhered to. It is executed, the promise is executed even at the cost of life. That is the meaning of this word. Rama, Raghukula, Ramayana, Rama Mantra, everything is holy. So, his impact on the minds of these Hindus, that has been great. This Ramayana is the cause for lowest rate of suicide even among the indentured laborers who were least educated. They were taken to all those foreign lands to work in the sugarcane forests. The comforts and the basic necessities were also not fulfilled. They had to live life of hardship. The work demanded from them was very rude and hard. The laborers from other communities, other countries, they committed suicide. They could not bear this hardship. The rate of suicide was greater, higher. But among the Hindus, all of them low caste Hindus, low educated, not initiated into religion, yet they would sit at night after the work, day-long work, and listen to Ramayana from an elder who knew a bit of Ramayana. And he would say, Shri Ram had faced 14 years of forest life, of hardship. For us, it is an agreement for 5 years or 10 years. So let us bear it. Let us take his name and bear this, tolerate this, and come out of this. That used to be the guiding force for all the laborers on the lands of South Africa, West Indies, and all those areas. And they have survived, and they lead a good life in those countries nowadays, after 150 years. That is the strength of Ramayana. When we campaigned for Ayodhya, this moment of Ayodhya, and we went into on the mountains in south near Erode and met those tribals who lived in the darkness on the mountains. There were a few hamlets, each having around 200 or 300 population on that hill mountain. They were dark, no electricity. I am talking about around 25 years back. So we went there, they all assembled. They live on snakes, they live on beehives. These are the source for their earnings. They live on the precious herbal wood available in the forest. They come down, sell these and go back. Nomads, no, not nomads, tribes, unexposed to the modern world and modern education. So they all assembled. We started explaining what is a Hindu. This country of our Bharat is a Hindu country, and all these they couldn't grasp. Then we said Ayodhya. Oh, they said Ayodhya, it's the birthplace of our Ram. They were so excited. They said Sri Ram had come and stayed on this hill for a day when he was en route to Lanka in search of Sita. So he had come here. This hill is a place where his feet have made this hill holy. So that is their link with Ayodhya and Sri Ram. And they Instantly their approach towards us was changed. They prepared food for all of us and they fed us. That is the power of Sri Ram. That's the impact of Sri Ram on our population. We could see that during the telecast of this Shri Ramayana serial over the TV. One in the 80s, there was absolutely zero traffic on the highways and roads. The whole population, they used to be in front of the TV. The TV itself was worshipped. That was the impact. Then recently when the countries, our government had to keep the population inside their homes for this, during this period of COVID-19, it resorted to that Sri Ramayana, and the Sri Ramayana was telecast over the TV. Again, the government was successful in holding the population, most of them, inside their homes. That is the impact of Sri Ramayana. Sri Ram, Sri Sitaram, and hence this temple construction at Ayodhya is going to be a historic, a turning point, and once in an era happening. It is going to create a great impact on Bharat, on the whole world. So we'll continue with this story of Sri Ramayana, today being the first day. I'll upload according to the availability of internet. This will be uploaded into YouTube. I conclude for the day. We'll continue tomorrow. Om Tat Sat. Jai Shri Ram. Ram 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 Ram. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Om Tat Sat. Ram Ram, Ram Ram.